Hello guys, Alan here and welcome to episode 2 of the Advanced Working Drawing series here on YouTube. So this video is going to be episode 2 of our Advanced Working Drawing of our church design. So I think in episode 1 we kind of did all our dimensions, the internal dimensions and also the dimensions on the grid line as well. So we're going to have a little bit of recap and then we get into what we have to do in this section or in this episode today. So let me just get straight into the ground floor plan so we see what we did. So in our ground floor plan we kind of have all these dimensions over there. So I quite remember we pick from the first grid line A to the last grid line G. That's for our first dimension, which is going to be on the grid lines. And then on the second dimension that's going to be on the grid lines is just going to be the grids to grids to grids to grids. So you just have to make sure you pick all the grids to grids to grids to grids to grids. That's basically what's going to be on the second dimension line. And then on the third dimension line is going to be about the openings. So we are just going to be dimensioning all those openings in all those spaces, right? Which is quite very simple and very easy to do. Now, one more thing I forgot to chip in for you guys is when I started working on a construction field, all right, one thing you need to make sure is that you need to make sure the dimensions you leave in your design, all right, all the dimensions you leave in your designs should be at least be divisible by 5, all right. That is going to make it very easy for the guys on site to be able to pick that exact dimensions and actually mark those same dimensions out with a tape measure on site. So you guys have to make sure most of your dimensions should be divisible by 5, all right. So you see some of my dimensions here. I have 1, 2, so I have 11,812, which is going to be quite very difficult to have that exact dimension on a tape measure to pick it on the ground, all right. It's going to be very difficult, but I'm not saying we can't get it. We can, but it's going to be very difficult. But if it's divisible by 5, like something like this, or we have 0 0 at the end, it's very very simple. So I know this is 6.1 meters, so I can get that easily on the tape measure, all right. So that's just something, by the way, I was chipping in for you guys so you guys can see that. So we have all those internal spaces in there. We have all our dimensions in there. Now, one more thing you also need to make sure is you also need to get your spot heights on the ground floor plan, all right. On every floor, if you are going to about 18 floors, you need to make sure that you have indicated all your spot elevations on all the floors, all right. So I'm going to do that. You can see that in here. I have that written in here, which is the plus 800, which means that from the ground level, let me get into the elevation, which means that from the bare ground level to the ground floor plan, all right, to the ground floor plan over there is 800 millimeters from the ground. So you see that from the ground level to the ground floor plan is 800 millimeters. So you see that in there, 800. Now here you see we have here 650, which means that I have stepped down. So when you subtract 150 from here, it's just a step down over here, all right. So it's just 150 out, and same thing on the verandas, we have 150. And then on the stage, you notice I went up 1050, all right. And then on this bigger stage, I went up about 1,400. So let me get into that elevation. Let me show that DL on my keyboard. So 1,400. So you guys can see. So the main stage is going to be about this height, okay. It's going to be somewhere about this height. So this height is going to be like the main stage, but this is the ground floor plan. You can see that the main ground floor, you can see that in there. So you need to make sure you show all your spot elevations. Now, one thing is that in the washrooms we usually reduce that, we usually step that down, all right, with the washrooms, so that in case the spaces should flood, it shouldn't easily automatically get into those spaces, all right. So we usually step that down. And one more thing you also need to show is your floor finishes, all right. You can actually show your floor finishes. So you can see I've written all those floor finishes in all those spaces. I've written all those floor finishes. We are going to have a stone floor finish here, the same stone floor finish, and then we have a mosaic floor tile here, and the same mosaic floor tile also in this space over here. But with my stage, I want it to be a wooden flooring, all right, to be a wooden floor stage. Same thing over here. you can see that in there. But this space we have right here is going to be a stone floor finish, so we have that also in there. So make sure you show all your floor finishes in all your spaces, which is also very, very important. So you can see my first floor plan. In my first floor plan, I've also shown that in there. I have that same mosaic floor tile finish in here with the gallery and the gallery space right there, which is also perfect. Now, one more thing we need to show is our door and window tags. So I've already taught on how you can actually create or generate your door and window tags for it to have that exact connotation, like W1, D1, F1 or F2, which is for our door and window tags. So I have that on my previous series, my working drawing series. On the previous series, you can check that out on door and window tags. You can see it in there. I think it's part 4 or 5, one of those parts. So you can check that out and you can follow through. But I'm going to be generating the door and window tags for this design. I've already done that, so I'm just going to take it through, guys, how you can actually generate that. So it's very simple. You head straight into annotate, and then you head straight into tag all right. When we select tag all, we have our doors here and we have our windows there. So I'm just going to hit on apply, hit on OK, and you can see I've already changed that, and we have all our door and window tags showing for every single thing we have in there. Our window has all their tags in there. So I'm going to do the same thing for the first floor plan as well. I'm going to select tag all, and then I'm going to hit on door, and then I'm going to hit on window, hit on apply, and hit on OK right there. And you can see in all those spaces we have all those door and window tags. Every single tag is in that space right there. Now, some of you might not have this W3. You are going to have something like 19. All right, so just click on the family of the door, go into edit type. When you head into edit type, you see your type mark right there, and then you just change that to W3, and all the windows actually with this same family is going to be named W3, which is very, very easy and very, very efficient. So this is how we do that. So you just click on OK right there, and then we have that also in there. Now, one more thing we are going to do now also is we are going to head into the elevations. So with the elevations, you're supposed to show your line widths, all right? That's what we call representative techniques. So you should be able to show your line widths, and also, since it's a working drawing, no, I don't want my tags also showing down in here. So you can turn that off by just clicking right there on that tick mark right there. So we can click right there, go into the edit type, and then click on end to hit on apply, hit on OK. Okay, it's not going to show that way. So what we can do is we can just turn those off manually by ourselves by just unchecking the box right beneath it, which is very, very simple. Just click right on the box right beneath it, and you can just click on that, and then we move all those lines all the way to the top. We can keep those lines all the way to the top right there. We can move this down a little bit. This is perfect. So we have that in there. So now you can see with here I have all these lines. I drew them by myself by using the DL2, the detail line command. All right, the detail line command, I drew them by myself into those spaces. So you can see I have all these lines there. It's just to show that this place is kind of like having a sphere like shape. When you look on the ground floor plan, it has something like a round edge right there. So that lines right there is just to represent that it's curving. It's curving in there. So that's the representation of that line right there. So when you move into my north elevation, you notice I have all those door and window tags also in there. So let me just select any of this, head into edit type, and let me see what I have in there. Okay, this is perfect. So I'm just going to uncheck all those boxes right there. Let me head into the 3D view. Head straight into the view tab. And alright, this is perfect. So back into our elevation. And what you have to do is you need to make sure you turn off all those grids. We don't want We don't want the elevation heads also right beneath the building. We don't want that. We don't want that. We just want it right on the top only. I think I need to find a way we can actually turn that off automatically, all of them off. So we can just uncheck that, and then we have all those turned off. So we need to do the same thing for the south elevation as well. You need to do the same thing as well. We can just turn those off, and also for the west elevation as well, which you need to turn that off. So you can see the name of my church right there, Yakal House, which is also written right there on the elevation right here, which is perfect. We have that in there, and we need to check this as well. We need to uncheck all that. So just click on that to uncheck all that. So you guys have the file, so I guess you guys are going to do that by yourself. This is a tutorial, so I'm just going to skip on all of this. I'm just going to skip on all of this and take you guys through the needs. You need everything you need to do. So I'm just going to skip all that. So I'm not going to do for the west elevation. I'm going to skip that, and then we have the west as well. We have the west elevation as well. So now we are going to head straight into our sections, how we can actually work in our sections. All right, so this you see right here is just a field region line I actually drew. So you can just do a straight line, and then you increase the thickness. So how do you do that? So just DL on your keyboard, and then you can just draw a line. When you draw that line, you can just click right on that, hit, and then you left click on that, go into visible in view. Okay, so just right click. I've escaped out of that, and then you go into override graphics in view, click on by element, and then you change the line width. You can change the line width over there. You can make it much thicker if you want. Let's send it to like 14. So this is how we usually change the line width for that lines right there. So we are going to delete that out of the way. So we are going into our section. So let's go into our section AA. So when we head into our sections, we just have a line in there, and then we have a field region of a earth, of our earthing, showing our earth in there, and we have to label all those stuff in there. You need to label all those stuff. So you can see my trusses are all in there with my ceiling, and my ceiling hangers and ceiling noggins all also in there, with my beams also in there, with the lintel beams also in there as well. And then we have our floor slab finish running through with the hardcore feeling, and then we have our footings also in there as well. So I'm going to head into section BB. So you can see right there in our gallery, we have some sort of like a staircase like chair with all these chairs right arrayed on it. All right, so we have that in there with the people on the ground floor as well. And then we have our stage with a wood flooring finish in our section, and then we have all this field region. You can see I've just labeled all this in there, earth in there. Then now one thing you need to notice, anytime your section line should cut through anything of in the sort of like a concrete, you need to make sure that you hatch it with a field region of a darker color. All right, so you can see my staircase here is going to be concrete. That's why I've hatched it in the black color. You can see right in there. And then I also have this hatch also with a black color also in there to represent my slab, to represent my floor slab. So now you can see the step down in here. So you see the 150, 800, and then we have that step down also in here, which is the 650 we had. All right, so we have that floor slab also in there with our stage going up as well. So you can see my trusses in there with the ceiling hangers and noggins. So this is the ceiling we have in there with our window. Now you need to also make sure you show your door and window tags. So I'm going to head straight into annotate, get into tag, or hit on doors and windows. Just hit on apply, hit on OK, and then they're all showing also in there as well. Make sure you do the same exercise for the other section as well. Now if you have cut another section by yourself, you can just represent all those stuff. If you do not get anything, make sure you watch my previous episode, my previous series on working drawings. You're going to understand how we actually modeled all these earthings and how we did all these hatches out. So you're going to understand how we have all this hatch in the wall as well, which is very, very important. You're going to see all that in my previous series on the working drawings. So now we are done with our sections. We've done with all the explanations. Now we need to actually label every stuff in there. I'm going to skip that. You guys are you guys, I'm going to give you guys an assignment. You guys should make sure you watch my previous series and then come in here and make sure you label everything by yourself. You can share your experience in the comment section. I'll be glad to reply every single one of you. So you need to label all your stuffs in there as well, which is very, very important. It's going to help the contractor or anyone reading the floor plan to actually know exactly what you are having in there as well, which is also very, very important. Now, one thing we also need to do is we need to have our door and window schedule, which is also very important with according to our window and window tags. So you can see in here in the Legends tab, I have all my door and window schedules. So you can see my door 1, I have a quantity of doors of 11. So this same door, you can see I have the plan view, and then I have the elevation view, and I kind of like dimension all that, which is very, very important. So you can make sure you dimension that as well. So you make sure you have all those dimensions, and you can put a description to it, what the material of the door is being made of. All right, and then we have door 2, and you can see I have the quantity in there, which is QTY, which is 6. I have door 3. So this is how door 3 looks like on in an elevation. So let me get into any of the elevations. Let me see what my door 3 looks like. I think the west elevation would do. Nope. Let me get to the south. No, I'm not seeing any door like that. It's also not showing. Then I think the section will get away with it. Okay, so we have door 2. So let's get into our door and window schedule. So you can see that in here, this is going to look like in elevation or in any of the sections. All right, so we have the door 2 also in there, and we have a quantity of 6, door 3 a quantity of 2, door 4 a quantity of 1. All right, and then you can do the same door and window schedule for your windows as well. So we have window 1 having a quantity of 13, window 2 having a quantity of 17. Now if you do not get how I was being able to generate or create all these door and window tags, like I said, make sure you check out my previous series on working drawings. You're going to see all that in there, well explained. This is an advanced series, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of explanation. Everything you see in here, I've actually done every single thing already, so I'm just walking you guys through and explaining everything to you guys. But with my previous series, I think I kind of like went into every detail in every step of the way, so you can follow that and make sure you follow that along, and then you come in here and then you understand and be able to generate all these by yourself. So you can see in here I'm missing out on my dimensions. All right, so I need to dimension every single thing in here. So that's what you guys also need to do. You make sure you dimension every single thing in here, and you can share your experience in the comment section. I'll be glad to respond to every single one of you guys. So the next thing we are going to actually tackle here is going to be how we can actually export and print all of that on our sheet. So I'm going to drop a final video. I'm going to drop a final video on how we can be able to export everything we have in here on our sheet, which is going to be very simple. So I'm going to drop a video on how we can do that in printing out everything we have in here and putting them on a sheet. So I'm going to be doing that in our final video, our third and final video. So make sure you like and subscribe. I hope you found this video very informative. You can drop a comment in the comment section if you have anything you want us to add. We are all here to learn together. So just make sure you like and subscribe. It's going to help me out a lot. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. I'm still working real hard on a Saturday. My future I don't see from a mile away.